Wow. We have Connor who will introduce himself and Mike from GoKwik. So Connor, do you want to start?
Hi everyone, my name is Connor Jafari and I'm the founder of Cozy Crew Club. For anyone who's not heard of Cozy Crew Club, we're a luxury baby brand and it was started from my childhood teddy bear, which is now the face of the brand. And we're mainly DTC, about 90%, and we focus on sustainability and creating bamboo and organic cotton clothes for babies up to age 5.
So hi everyone, I'm Mike Gartland. I'm the UK Sales Director at GoKwik, and we are a WhatsApp marketing technology company, and we're very much focused on helping brands to grow customer lifetime value.
Connor, shall we get the fun press-worthy mentions out the way, because these are some of my favourite facts. Just tell us some of the influencers and shows Cozy Crew's been included in.
Sure, so we've been very lucky for our products to be featured amongst many influencers organically, which was great. We've had Molly May, which has been fantastic for the brand. And we actually featured on an episode of The Kardashians, which was really crazy.
For free?
For free, gifted product, obviously. And many others, such as Ronaldo, and many other influencers, which has been really good, and all organic, so it's premised to the brand and the quality that we put out there.
It's what people dream of. Jealous. And Connor, what made you experiment with WhatsApp in the first place?
So it's probably a factor of many different reasons. So first of all, obviously, as you all know, email is getting really overcrowded, and open rate is on the decline as well. And obviously paid social, the cost to acquire new customers, etc., and retention is also getting really expensive. And we as a brand, we're very community-led. It's very important trust for us. Obviously, we sell to a lot of parents or first-time parents, so trust is really important in community. So we wanted to come up with a way where we can communicate with our customers on a much more personal level. So we felt like WhatsApp could be that channel for us. And as well as that, our brand, the Cozy Crew Club, in the baby industry, we kind of like to be first to market with things. So we were first to market in the baby realm with TikTok and doing TikTok lives and TikTok shop. So when I actually saw GoKwik at DTC Manchester last year, and I was learning a lot about how WhatsApp is becoming really important in the marketing field, especially in kind of like a personal touch way. So that kind of led me into WhatsApp and why I felt it would be a good match for us to communicate personally with our customers.
Nice little DTC live name drop there as well, thank you. Mike, so I guess overall WhatsApp marketing still is quite a new subject, although it's growing fast. What's the biggest misconception about WhatsApp marketing as a whole?
Yeah, I think the biggest misconception is that WhatsApp can be, very intrusive. About 80% of the UK use WhatsApp from a personal point of view, but from a marketing perspective, the key to ensure that it's not too intrusive is using data, heavily segmenting if you're sending campaigns and personalizing that offer, and ensuring that, if a customer has raised their hand, you truly understand, what they're interested in. And if you warm that customer up and ultimately communicate to them, really from the post-purchase stage onwards, so if they've made an order, how do we then build and improve that experience? So educational content, we can also look at helping them facilitate exchanges. If it's a subscription, we can help them to essentially increase that subscription. There's a number of different touch points, but the biggest piece with WhatsApp is two-way communication. So you can basically have a conversation, which traditional channels don't enable you to do. So that really changes the opportunity with your end customer to truly understand what challenges they might be having. If they've abandoned a cart, for example, understand what is the challenge with that. Is it on size? Is it the particular color of the product, as an example? And then change that inquiry into a conversion. So ultimately, that gives the real opportunity with WhatsApp.
Yeah, I think that bit where you're talking with them rather than at them is so important as well. So Connor, as you mentioned, you like to stay ahead of competitors, as I'm sure everyone in the room does. But what surprised you most about the engagement levels, and also how quickly did you see revenue impact?
So I'd say engagement-wise, it was a lot more immediate and instant. So I think obviously people have WhatsApp a lot and they're open on it and active a lot. So we were seeing like a 90%, or sometimes up to 95% open rate, which was great. And then also in terms of, cost and getting the revenue back, it was great for flows like abandoned cart and abandoned checkout, because it was just taking that customer that one extra step, but then also communicating with them, well, how can we help you to make that purchase, and what is it we feel like you need? Is it sizing? So it's definitely been quite good in terms of revenue return as well.
And Mike, so GoKwik obviously are expanding and do a realm of different things now, but how does Quick Engage turn conversations into actual measurable revenue?
Yeah, there's a few different ways that GoKwik can facilitate this. The first one being, for a lot of the brands in the room, you'll have lots of followers on Instagram and Facebook, and GoKwik essentially can help automate the process in terms of communicating with new followers. But also, if one of your followers comments on a post or a story, we can actually tag that product, or if it's a pricing inquiry, and then automate a direct message to them to help complete that order. So really what we're helping to do is then facilitate that conversation and turn it again into an order from that perspective. We also integrate with websites, so any key triggers, a banner cart I've already touched on, but the likes of back in stock messages, replenishment, all of these like key triggers that are quite urgent are great opportunities to communicate to your end customer. WhatsApp, as Connor mentioned, has a 90% plus open rate. So once the customer has raised their hand and opted in, it's a fantastic opportunity to then deliver value add messages.
And Connor, so has WhatsApp changed how you think about those customer relationships?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's changed how we communicate with them and making sure that we're communicating with them on that personal level. So we're really community-led, so we want to make sure that tone of voice that we're speaking to them in feels personal. So we definitely communicate with them in a completely different way to what we do with email and our other channels. So it's making sure that they feel part of the club, so to speak, and that we're there to support them, especially with parents, even first-time parents. It's such an important journey for them for the first time around. So we want to help them feel supported and help them feel part of a community. And I feel like with WhatsApp, we can really do that personally without it pushing too much into the promo stage, but making them feel supported through this process.
And Mike, so for anyone that does make the leap to WhatsApp and GoKwik, what are early signals to tell you if your WhatsApp strategy is working? Yeah,
so there's a few key signals to look out for. Firstly, open rate. As I mentioned, should be seeing over 90%. We have some brands seen as high as 98%. So tracking those opens is obviously really crucial. Click-through rate is another key metric. We see around 15%. On average across industries, so another really important metric. But then also unsubscribe rates, ensuring, if it's a strategy that is personalized and relevant, you'll keep unsubscribe rates low. Ensuring that it aligns to your email strategy is incredibly important. And what we don't want to be doing is essentially bombarding customers and sending too many messages through email, WhatsApp, and SMS. So probably the biggest thing to think about if you were to implement WhatsApp is how does it fit into the wider strategy, and that will then ensure success.
Connor, I'm sure people in the room are wondering in terms of WhatsApp compared to email. So how does WhatsApp compare to your email list in terms of conversion?
So I would say for WhatsApp, it's definitely significantly higher because the attention is there more. I would say one thing you need to be careful of is not to treat your WhatsApp customers like email. So you need to communicate them in a different way. And I think in terms of that, video has been great for us. Like on GoKwik, you can include video. So if you want to do like a founder-led message talking about the brand, you can do that. And also GIFs have also been really good. So it's definitely better than email, I find.
And similar to that, but if you had to give one piece of advice to brands starting, what would it be?
So I would make sure that the strategy that you're implementing to WhatsApp feels personal to your brand. So I wouldn't just go straight in with kind of promos and selling and communicating how you would on email. You have to treat it like a completely different channel. So that is to really understand who your customer is, their tone of voice that they like to be spoken to, and like implementing that correctly to WhatsApp. Don't treat it like email. I think do it with that personal touch.
which gives me a great segue into you, Mike. So how should brands structure flows differently from email?
Yeah, so email's a fantastic channel in terms of long form content, educating your audience, doing some discovery, showcasing your products, telling your story. But WhatsApp's fantastic from a short form content point of view. So as Connor just touched on there, founder-led videos in a welcome series. I think, good welcome series email open rate is probably 50, 60%. So imagine if you could supplement that with a WhatsApp founder-led video, and the engagement that we see in terms of opens and clicks is incredibly powerful and a great way to tell your story. And everyone in the room probably knows that video content is incredibly engaging and people are very busy. So a great opportunity to supplement your existing strategy. WhatsApp is great for triggers. I touched on like back in stock, replenishment. So those sort of urgent reminders, it can work incredibly well. And then from a post-purchase point of view, getting content and offers that are based on what you've ordered before. Recently just become a dad myself, a few weeks in, and a few coffees. Thank you very much. Cheers. And so I'm probably Connor's perfect customer as well. So I was just saying to him today, if I got regular triggers and reminders of, the latest products that are in as my baby daughter grows, that would certainly be really, really powerful and save me time. And also, Mother's Day coming up. I think Connor's got a fantastic campaigns coming up. So again, that would be really relevant to me. Time poor, but there's some fantastic products there and bundles for mothers and for children as well. I feel like I'm plugging your brand now, but yeah, fantastic opportunity.
And to finish off, Mike, what's the quickest route to market for brands wanting to get started?
GoKwik. No, really and truly, it's all about first and foremost like data capture. So you need to be GDPR compliant. So growing a list over time through multiple different sources, whether that's via QR codes or whether it's the Instagram DM feature that I mentioned or sign up forms, it needs to be compliant. GoKwik can help you from that perspective in terms of a service, but that's the biggest blocker, is making sure that you've opted people in a compliant way. It's a separate subscription sign up to email and SMS. And then from there, it's really using the data that you already have on customers for campaigns, and then, as I mentioned before, supplementing email to improve overall performance. So growing that list quickly and then identifying what the strategy is, spending time to learn about your brand, understand where the pitfalls might be, and ultimately, execute something that's going to, achieve your goals, whether that's, reducing subscription churn or helping you to drive more revenue, ultimately, ensuring that your brand will be more profitable.
Fab. And there's a QR code up here. Where does that lead people to?
Yeah, so the QR code, if people want to get their phones out, if they would like to follow GoKwik Club, we've got a little demo example here. So if you, I don't know if I'm sitting in the way slightly, perfectly positioned to do that. What you should be able to do here, and when has a live demo ever gone wrong, is scan this QR code. And then what that should do is send you an opt-in message. So it's an automatically triggered into your phone from the QR code. And then if you hit return, you will essentially opt yourself in because you've responded on that particular message. And then for those in the room, has anyone managed to achieve that yet? I know the Wi-Fi is not. Okay, fantastic. If you now message the word shop and then hit send, and then give me the green light when that's happened. Fantastic. So what you'll see now is you'll be able to then select view all collections. And if you select view all collections, you'll see a product catalog that's uploaded directly into Meta. Amazing. If you select one of those collections, and then what you should be able to do is literally order a product directly from WhatsApp. So you've not even returned to the website. You can also, obviously, as I mentioned before, have a conversation here. Don't obviously complete the order just unless you want to. And if you do drop off, if you do drop off, you can actually, basically deliver an abound account message through WhatsApp. So just making it more seamless for end consumers to interact with brands like GoKwik Club. So if anybody wants to, kind of pick this up later, we'll be upstairs for a conversation as well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, guys.